Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about Westside's transition to the Common Core state standards for English language arts and literacy in history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. In the 2013-14 school year, Westside begins the transition to teaching the Common Core state standards. 2 Common Core language arts literacy units for each grade level have been put together for next year, one for use in the first quarter and one for use in the fourth quarter. These units have been developed in our district with the help of many Westside teachers with shared resources from other districts and states, as well as educational partnerships. Although the standards are new, we will still use the textbooks we are familiar with. These units focus on enriching our current materials and incorporating some of the educational shifts. Some major differences in the way English language arts is taught include building knowledge through content-rich nonfiction. In the elementary grades, the mix will be 50-50 between nonfiction and fiction. In the middle grades, it rises to a mix of 60-40. Reading, writing, and speaking grounded in evidence from text. This means finding evidence to support claims in both literature and informational text rather than focusing on the reader's experience. Regular practice with complex text and its academic language. Since students will be reading more complex text, they will need more practice with it and will need to develop a good understanding of the academic language they encounter. Our new units have been developed using these shifts as our main compass. Each grade level unit contains a wealth of resources for implementing the Common Core standards. I will share just a few of these with you now. The Common Core Standards cheat sheet for English language arts and literacy has all sorts of helpful information condensed on just one page. For every grade level, you will find reading literature, reading informational text, and reading foundation standards for that grade level, as well as the grade before and after. You will also have the standards for writing, speaking and listening, and language. Lessons for the anthology, with text-dependent questions, important vocabulary, and culminating activities have been included for grades 3 through 8. Depending on the grade level, you may also find Common Core evidence guides, suggested activities, prove-it questions, and concise articles that apply to that grade level. The Common Core standards emphasize disciplinary literacy, that is, the teaching of reading and writing in social studies, history, science, and the technical subjects. This emphasis is more than just a call for the use of reading and writing across the curriculum. Disciplinary literacy focuses on the specialized ways that reading, writing, and language are used within each discipline, and attempts to introduce students to these specialized ways of thinking, problem-solving, and communication. The Common Core standards require that students be taught disciplinary literacy in grades 6 through 12. The successful implementation of the disciplinary literacy standards will require more than the involvement of English language arts teachers. Content teachers will need to deliver these standards, and it is important that all teachers collaborate to help plan and implement appropriate lessons. Professional development is an important part of our transition period. The newly developed units will be available on My Big Campus, so you can explore them over the summer if you wish. We will also have discussion opportunities and videos available on My Big Campus. Starting in August, there will be monthly professional development opportunities to learn more about various aspects of the Common Core. We will also be providing professional learning communities through Common Core for Teachers by Teachers and AVID, a community of practice. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact any of us at Ed Services.
This is a demonstration of Flip
Next
for Mac.
year, 2013-2014 school year, Westside will be transitioning to the Common Core, and you'll be receiving a math unit quarter 1 and one in quarter 4. As you can see below, there's the standard abbreviations. We have some for elementary. They have changed their acronyms. Middle school. Yours, you may recognize some of those abbreviations or acronyms.
This is a demonstration
when you
of
get
Flip
your
for Mac.
unit, you'll be receiving Westside Text Alignment, and I'll show you one of those in just a moment. You'll be receiving the unit itself. You'll be getting unpacked standards, and those are explanations and examples that are a little bit easier to understand of what the standard is actually asking you to do. I'll put in some critical areas of focus. The mathematical practices and the sentence starters, they're going to be the actual documents.
This is a demonstration of Flip4Mac.
Trying to incorporate into all of your lessons. This is what makes the Common Core standards stand out from our content standards. They provide the rigor and the critical thinking of the Common Core standard that we need to get back into our classrooms. You'll be receiving I can, I will objectives. You'll be receiving a performance task, which is like a culminating activity at the end of each unit. And I'll be sending out an electronic copy of all the resources that
This
that
is a
I've
demonstration
used and that I've
of
gathered,
Flip4Mac.
so that you can merely just click on those and go searching for some standards and some lessons and activities that align with those standards. You'll also be receiving the resources and the performance tests inside the unit as well. These are only examples, but mind you, the lessons and activities that I've chosen have been vetted in many different states. Specifically,
This
Georgia,
is a demonstration
North Carolina,
of
Arizona,
Flip4Mac.
New York are a collection of states that have pretty much been using the same tasks and lessons and outline of their units as well. In front of you now is the Westside alignment to the Common Core. This aligns to our current textbooks. Over on the left we have the Common Core standards. In the middle is a very brief description. If you want
This
a
is a
more,
demonstration
detailed
of Flip4Mac.
description, please look into the flip books that I sent all of you. Those are the unpacked standards, and they'll give you a more detailed explanation of what that standard is really asking you to do. On the right is where the chapter aligns to the Common Core State Standard. As you notice, in this area it says need more examples. That means that the book provides some examples, but you may want to look outside of the textbook for a more in-depth
This is a demonstration of
your lesson.
Flip4Mac.
In front of you is the 5th grade Quarter 1 transitional unit. As you can see, there's a domain and cluster. Included is vocabulary, and please feel free to add to that vocabulary if you wish. Underneath of that, we have an interactive dictionary, so if you double-click on that, it'll take you to a interactive site. On the left-hand side, the 5 stands for 5th grade. NBT is number in base 10.
This is a
and point 3
demonstration
is a level
of
3 that
Flip4Mac.
unit. To the right of that, we have the mathematical practices. This is what creates rigor and critical thinking within the standard itself. Next to that is the I can, or the instructional objective. Next is the resource area. If you double click on that link, it'll take you to a sample lesson or a sample activity that you have readily available for you. If you want to add more
This is a
to that lesson,
demonstration
feel free to
of
do so.
Flip4Mac.
Use your own creations. I know many of you have already dug deep and started to create your own activities. Please feel free to use those. Just make sure that they are rigorous and incorporate critical thinking along with the mathematical practices. Also in the unit, you'll find the unpacked standards at the bottom of the unit. These are basically just a cut and paste of the flip books that have been sent out to you earlier this year. So if you want a more
This is a
detailed
demonstration
description
of
of what that
Flip4Mac.
standard is actually asking for, look in this area and it will explain it for you. Here we have a performance task. I would think more of it as a culminating activity. It assesses all of the standards that were addressed during the unit. I found these tasks in a collection of activities from many different states, which means that they have been vetted. They've been proven Common Core worthy.
This is a demonstration
They have the rigor
of Flip4Mac.
and provide and promote the critical thinking that we need. We've given you a huge amount of information, and I'm sure most of you have more questions now than before. Just remember that next year there will be professional development in language arts at the district office after school, and the professional development for math will be provided to you within your staff meetings. Science, history, and elective teachers will need to incorporate the standards in their lessons as well in order to enhance the overall
This is a
curriculum.
demonstration of Flip4Mac.
Also keep in mind that Ed Services is here to help, and please let any one of us know what you need and we'll do our best to locate the resources for you. Thanks for your time, everyone. Have a great afternoon, and we'll catch you later.
Good afternoon, everyone. We wanted to thank you for your time, and this concludes our presentation. I'd like to leave you with some resources today. The first thing we wanted to let you know is that this presentation was conducted on an iPad app called Explain Everything. As you can see, this is a very handy tool. You might consider using it for your instruction or allowing students to use it for presentations. But as you can see, you can download photographs right onto the screen, and then using the many tools that they have, you can annotate or whatever it is that you'd like to do on this application. So it's a pretty handy tool. Additionally, we're sharing some resources with you for the Common Core. We're using a website called Symbaloo. You might consider looking into Symbaloo for organizing all of your favorites. It's a very visual tool, and it helps with organization as well. And these collections can be kept private, or you can set the settings so that you can share them with students or parents. The 4 Symbaloo collections that we are sending you are, first of all, just a generic Common Core resource page. Secondly, a page on flipped classrooms. Thirdly, just a collection of websites that are safe for kids that you might consider using in computer lab or during universal access time or as part of homework for your flipped classroom lessons, whatever your needs are. And then finally, a Symbaloo page that has a collection of keyboarding websites for the kids. And we wanted to make a note of that for you because we did notice when the kids were taking the Smarter Balance pilot exam that their keyboarding skills were inadequate, and that we definitely need to put some time back into rebuilding their keyboarding skills so that they can navigate that exam. You'll find Symbaloo is very easy to use. In order to get to one of the websites on the page, you just click on the tile. It'll take you right to the website. You can also add your own websites and create your own tiles to Symbaloo. And finally, we wanted to remind you that of upcoming professional development that will be available in the 2013-2014 school year. There will be monthly English Language Arts Common Core professional development provided by Sherry Simons. There will be quarterly Common Core strategies for teachers presented by teachers, and the aforementioned workshops will be voluntary for those of you that are interested. In addition to that, Rowdy Dyer will be providing mini math Common Core strategy lessons, and your principals will be able to present those mini lessons during your staff development meetings. And just as a final reminder that this presentation will be stored and available to you on My Big Campus. Thanks again for your attention, and have a great afternoon, everyone.